Good afternoon, my hungry viewers. Derek here. Welcome to another video. Today, I'm actually going to be discussing my thoughts on the Nintendo Switch presentation they had last night in Japan. I live out on the East Coast, so it ended up happening like around 11 o'clock p.m., which was late. I was falling asleep by the end of it. By midnight, I was kind of ready to snooze. But I'm going to discuss what happened at the very end that kind of piqued my interest and kept me awake for the last couple minutes of it. But they started out. They introduced the president of Nintendo Japan. I don't remember his name. He's Japanese. He took over for Satoru Iwata after he passed. Rest in peace, Iwata. But he basically introduced the console. He introduced the price and a few other things here and there. Now, I was actually surprised. I thought they were going to announce that the price was going to be $250. No, it's actually $300. I actually have a flyer here. I'll show you in a bit. It's a GameStop because I pre-ordered it today in my local GameStop. And what's cool is, I know this, you have to put $50 down. So I already put $50 down, so I already paid the $50. So I technically only have to pay $250 anyway, so it works out. But I digress. He also was talking about there's only going to be one SKU besides the two different colors, but they actually bring that up later in the conference. But what I really liked is that they introduced the motion controls of the Joy-Cons. And they have this new saying called "Pass the Joy," where you take the Joy-Con grip, you take the both things off, and you pass on to another player. And it's pretty cool because most systems don't come with two controllers, but this system does because the two controllers are built right in there, which is badass. So no need to buy another controller. Just need to buy a couple games at launch in the system, and then you're good. And I remember one of the other guys, the producers of the Switch hardware and software, he came in and he demonstrated all the different features of the Joy-Cons and the grip and all that other stuff. And actually introduced a new peripheral that's going to be boxed with the Switch. And I think it's called, let me see here. I think they're just called wrist straps. You just slap them on the Joy-Cons and they have two separate buttons on the left and the right. So that's pretty cool. It's kind of like the Wiimote. They were kind of going for the Wiimote. And I remember in the press conference, they're actually saying how they took every Nintendo hardware innovation and they put it into this one Switch console. So it's pretty much every Nintendo system, handheld, everything in one. Because it's got a touchscreen, got the motion control, it has a rumble from like the rumble pack of the N64 days. It has a whole bunch of different features, and it's obviously portable. Now, the battery life is kind of disappointing, I thought. Because they announced it's going to be like between 2 hours to 6.5 hours, depending on the game and depending on how long you play it. But that's not too discouraging for me, because I'm not going to be playing it on the go. Because, I'll be recording my videos for my channel, so I'm not really going to worry about it too much on that front, because I'll be having it hooked to the TV. Now, there is a share button on it, and you will be able to share video down the road. They did mention that too, but right now it's just for screenshots, a little square button on the bottom right. But it's pretty cool. They had this demonstration of the producer holding the Joy-Con like this, and he's literally shaking it like this, and it sounded like there was ice going on a glass. Like you actually could feel it filling up with water, and it was pretty cool. Pretty cool presentation. I don't know who's gonna really use the other side of it, like the IR, who you actually can play rock, paper, scissors with the Joy-Con. It's like, not many games are gonna use that unless Nintendo forced them to shoehorn it in there, but I mean, it's still a cool feature. They're actually calling the Rumble the HD Rumble, which is pretty badass. It's taking the, DualShock feature, from PlayStation and the vibration functions from all controls and making it even better. It's just a thumbs up for me, because I love vibration in games. I love the realism. There are very few people I know who don't like vibration. I think I have a friend, Steve, who doesn't like it. I'm sorry. And other than that, I think that's pretty much it. Most of my friends like the Rumble. Drop my paper here. But yeah, and they discussed a few other things. They showed us Suda51. He came in. He discussed his new game with Travis Touchdown. I'm hoping it's No More Heroes 3. And I'm also hoping that down the road, they'll remaster No More Heroes 1 and 2. Because No More Heroes 1 was great. Never played 2, but I love No More Heroes 1. And hearing that Travis Touchdown was back in a Nintendo game, I'm like thinking, yeah, Suda's bringing back No More Heroes probably. So I'd be open for either or. I'd be open, probably going to be a new No More Heroes game or somewhere along the lines of that. So I'm excited for it. Can't wait to play that. And I think either before or after that, they had the producer of Splatoon 2 come up. And he's like dressed up as a squid scientist with these two blasters that they have in the game. The two new weapons. There's a new weapon in the game called, I think, the Charge Blaster or something like that. It shoots out ink at a faster rate. They actually announced Splatoon 2. A lot of people were thinking it's going to be a port of Splatoon 1 and, like on the Switch, which again, I'll get to something like that they did later on in a second. But they actually didn't. It's Splatoon 2, and he was discussing, he researched new types of squid and stuff. I mean, it looks pretty cool. I mean, I don't know if they're going to innovate enough to make it an actual sequel, but I digress. It looks cool. I'm going to play it. Never played Splatoon. I haven't owned a Nintendo console since the Wii. So I'm kind of, want to get back into that loop of making videos for, of Nintendo games and, and playing Nintendo games. I love Nintendo. Great company. I love their games. I used to have a GameCube back in the day. My main two systems, before I get off track too much, were the PS2 and the GameCube. And I love my GameCube actually more in some ways, depending on the games. But it's another thing that I thought they were going to bring up. I thought they were going to bring up GameCube Virtual Console support. Unfortunately, they didn't bring that up. That was a huge rumor. I mean, they might do it in a couple of months down the road. And it's another thing that surprised me was that, speaking of Mario Sunshine, Mario Odyssey is a thing. You're basically going around the world or going around different dimensions, and you end up like in this Sonic Adventure-esque level of like a human city. It looks kind of weird. You have this human, properly proportioned human looking down at Mario, and it's kind of weird. It's kind of off-putting. But it's really cool, because he goes there, he goes to the Spanish town that was in that the Switch reveal trailer. He goes to a desert that was also revealed in the Switch trailer. He goes to another kind of desert area where he rides a Sphinx around the level. And then you have a throwback to Super Mario Bros. 2, where he picks up a turnip and kicks it. I think he kicks it on a mountain or something. Pretty cool. Gotta drop my damn paper. But yeah, that looks pretty cool. I'm not sure after that, and then they showed off a few of the third-party support. Todd Howard from Bethesda came in and was like, we love Nintendo. It's gonna be awesome working with Nintendo, bringing Skyrim to the Switch. And Skyrim was basically confirmed for the Switch, so that's good. I mean, the game's like 5 years old by now, but again, I digress. I mean, people will like to play it. People who are only Nintendo players will be happy to be able to play it on the Switch. So that was cool. And they basically mentioned a couple things about, third-party support, Atlas and Sega coming out with a Shin Megami Tensei game for like the 25th or 15th anniversary of that series. And then we get to a stupid part for me, a part that I fucking hated. The guy from EA came up, one of the big heads at EA came up like, oh god, EA, what the fuck are they planning now for this thing? And they're not playing anything great right now. It's fucking, I think they're planning, FIFA for Switch. I was like, yawn, I don't play FIFA. I mean, for you guys in Europe who like FIFA, no offense to you, I just don't like sports games that much. Like, having NBA on the Switch would be cool, because I can play it anywhere. Like, I like NBA and baseball games, but I'm not a big soccer fan. I mean, I played soccer for a year in elementary school, and that was it, and I wasn't very good at it. So I kind of stopped playing. I got a trophy for participation, which I fucking don't really like that sort of thing, but whatever. But, it was cool to see that EA does want to make games for the Switch, but we'll see how long this third-party development lasts until they fucking get rid of it like the Wii U. But hopefully that won't happen, because I really want Nintendo to succeed with this new console, because I do like the direction they're going with it. Now, I don't remember, I think after that, they didn't really show anything else off. I just remember the price and the hardware SKUs. I remember they showed off the different colors, like a neon red and a blue. And I didn't want to get that one, only because I like consistency, and I really like having a gray console. Like I pre-ordered the gray one at GameStop. That's how I got this paper here. Pretty cool. And what I like too, I like the game carts. Like if you can see there, it kind of looks like a PSP game, because the games are cartridges, obviously. So I think it's pretty cool, because they look like PSP games, which is badass, because I like the PSP, the little system. And they're so small, I can fit them in my little entertainment center, my bookshelf. I can fit them anywhere. And something they actually didn't announce on the press conference, but they kind of snuck in there on YouTube like sneaky bastards, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. This is basically all the tracks from the Wii U version with added characters and added battle mode, like an actual battle mode this time, not like this shovel horn, bullshit they did for Mario Kart 8. From what I heard anyway. I heard it wasn't as good as the actual battle mode from the SNES version and the GameCube version. But, yeah, it's basically that. They haven't said if they're going to release any more tracks or anything, or add any new tracks to this deluxe edition. I'm hoping they will, to kind of sweeten the pot a little bit. But yeah, I mean, it looks pretty cool. And of course, I think when EA was up there, they're talking about Just Dance also. Again, don't really care about Just Dance too much. Not really a big fan of it. I mean, one thing I did like about the presentation was the fact that they were doing this game called ARMS, where you take the two Joy-Cons and you actually box with it. It's kind of like a better version of the Wii Sports boxing. And I really like that because that was a hell of a fun thing. I love Wii Sports boxing. I love Wii Sports as a whole. But there's another game I'm about to talk about, which is like the Wii Sports of this system, although I don't not really liking the look of it. But it looks pretty cool because it has better motion than the Wiimote. Because the IR sensors are better. It's, the rumble technology. Everything's just high definition with that, with the motion control. It's just a lot better. And you actually can dodge, duck, weave, and you have springs for arms. I'm like, this is pretty cool. I like the art style. I like the the gameplay style, the graphics. It looks pretty fun. It looks like something you could play. I think it has online support too. They're gonna add down the road, along with the other games they were talking about. And speaking of online, Nintendo dropped a bomb very quickly. They didn't really want to talk about it too much. They kind of dropped it and moved on. But they were saying that they're gonna charge for online services. Now, before you guys turn the video off, I'd like to say that's actually not a bad thing because as long as Nintendo offers like a free game or two a month, which I heard they're gonna be doing with Virtual Console, add like a classic game and give it to you for free or whatever. And as long as they improve the online service to enable voice chat and all the other stuff. Now, I do know that there's going to be this Nintendo app from the Nintendo Switch. You can actually download the app, and it's like a companion app, and you can use that to voice chat with people. But the problem with that, what if your phone dies? If your phone dies, then you're fucked. You're shit out of luck. You have to charge your phone along with everything else. I mean, it's a cool idea because if you're watching like an E3, press conference, let's say, and you want to buy a game, like, oh, the game's available now. You can pick it up right now while you're watching the conference. You can go on your phone, if you're not watching the conference on your phone anyway, and download the game or buy the game right from your phone, like you can do with PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. They have that. And it's pretty cool. Nintendo's finally getting into the online. They're kind of catching up with Sony and Microsoft on the online front. Finally, it took them fucking forever, but they're finally adding a decent, modern online experience, and that's what I've been wanting to see from Nintendo for years now, ever since the Wii and having Virtual Console. I think it's an amazing thing. And like I said, I don't know if they're going to introduce Virtual Console right away, or they're going to take a couple months before they add that in. We'll see, because, another thing I want to point out, too, as far as I know, they haven't showed what the dashboard looks like yet. They showed it what it looks like on the actual screen, like when it's off the dock, but I don't know if it's different if it's actually on the dock or not. They showed like two little boxes. I think one was Zelda and one was Mario. That was or Mario Kart 8 or whatever. And that was it. The little boxes and have like a little blue shadow box around it for highlighting whatever one you want to pick. So I think it's gonna be a really cool dashboard, a very cool user interface. And then we get to 1-2 Switch. This is basically the Wii Sports of the console. I'm surprised they didn't bundle it with it, but they want to keep the price really cheap. So that's probably why they didn't bundle anything with it, because they didn't announce any bundles, just the colored and the gray one, that's it. But what's cool about 1-2 Switch is you basically don't even look at the screen. You have to hear what's going on, and you look in your opponent's eyes, and as soon as I guess you hear something, you both draw your Joy-Cons, and whoever, you look at the screen to see whoever won, or you hear to see whoever won. It's cool. I don't know if it's worth $50 or not for it, because you don't even look at the screen pretty much. You probably look at the screen to set it up, and then that's it. Like, I'm sorry, but I don't really want to do that, I mean, I don't mind it. I mean, it's kind of a cool party game, but I don't really have a lot of friends that come over and play games, so it's probably something I'm not going to get. I'll probably just cross that off. But they just show a couple games from Square Enix, one being Octopus something, I didn't remember what it's called, but it's like a Final Fantasy-esque game. It has a very unique art style. It's kind of cel-shaded, but also realistic at the same time. It's got a turn-based battle system. I like the game, look at the game a lot. I'm thinking about getting that when it comes out. Hopefully that'll come out around spring, summertime, from what they're saying. And then after that, they pan out. I think I'm missing a couple of things there, but they pan out to Rezi Fils-Aimé talking to Shigeru Miyamoto about Zelda. He's playing Zelda on the Switch on a TV in New York, and he's asking him, "Oh, when does Zelda Breath of the Wild come out? Everyone wants to know." And he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, Reggie. I don't fucking know, even though I should. I technically do know." And he's like, "Oh, let me ask the producer of the game, such and such. I don't remember his name either. Shame on me." But they ask me, they go, "Oh, I'm sorry, I don't know either." So it's like they're basically teasing you the whole fucking time they're doing this. And they're like, "Oh, bring it back to you in Japan." And they're like, and then the president is like, "Well, I'm not going to say anything, but here's the trailer." He snaps his fingers, and then they show the Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild trailer. Now, the trailer looks amazing. the camera is always panning out to different landscapes and different areas you go to in the game, and it shows Link kind of like a Shadow of the Colossus style gameplay. It shows him like walking up this limp little piece of wooden bridge up this hill, and it looks amazing. The graphics look pretty cool. They show a little bit of gameplay. They actually showed some story, and a lot of people have voice dialogue. They like to show the Zelda of the game. She talks. They actually have voice acting in the game. Of course, it was in Japanese for the trailer, but they did have English subtitles. And it looks like it's going to be a more mature story, and not like kind of darker like Twilight Princess, but an actual dark, mature story, which would be kind of cool for a Zelda game. And it's open world, which it hasn't really been done in a Zelda game in a long time. You know, at least to the extent of this. It's the same thing with Mario Odyssey. It's another kind of open world game. They haven't really done that in a long time. So I think it's pretty cool how they did that. And then they actually announced it as being March 3rd. Same day as the console. So yes, Breath of the Wild is going to be a launch title. So that's good. But it's the only launch title on this whole sheet here. That's all I see that I really want to get. I might get this Has Been Heroes game or whatever it is. And, you know, because it's 2020. I'm definitely getting Splatoon 2, but that's not a launch title either. I gotta wait till summer, I think, around there for that. And Mario Odyssey, I thought Mario was gonna be a launch title and Zelda was gonna be like towards holiday or summer. No. Zelda's a launch title, but Mario's coming out in fucking holiday, which is kind of I want to play it now, you know, but whatever. And then ARMS gonna be a launch title, I think, too. So, but I don't know if I'm gonna want to pay $60 for ARMS, because there's probably not gonna be much to it, you know. I might, but we'll see. And another thing I gotta say real quick about these accessories. I don't know if this seems ridiculous to you guys or not, but they're selling, you know, the two different SKUs, you know, the gray and the colored of these, of the controllers, the Joy-Cons, and they're $80. $80, okay, for the Joy-Cons. I'm not bullshitting. $80, dude. You probably can't see that, but $80 fucking dollars, man. Like, that's more expensive than any controller's ever been, ever. I mean, maybe I'm wrong, but, I mean, the grip is $30, okay? I can understand that, because it's a charger, too, pretty much. You know, but, come on, $80 for a set of Joy-Cons? I'm sorry, I don't know if I want to pay that or not. I mean, there's some cool other accessories, like, I can't even see this, a car charger pack would be pretty cool. And then there's also a carrying case for your Joy-Cons and your Switch. Badass, like that too, and they're $30 and $20 respectively, which is amazing. That's actually a good deal for that. And the thing I like to notice about the Joy-Cons and the Switch in general, the Switch is going to come with those wristbands. They're like kind of like the wristbands on the Wii remotes that you actually put on your hand so you can play the boxing games and not throw it at the TV screen like that infamous news story they did on QVC a long time ago. Or HSN, one of those two shopping networks. But, yeah, pretty much, a lot of good stuff happening for the Switch. I'm looking forward to it. Got my Zelda cap on, like always, when I do these vlogs type videos. And, you know, I'm looking forward to the Switch. It should be a fun system. Comes out March 3rd of this year, so not even 2 months from now. And I'll be able to unbox it. I'm going to set it up and everything. I'm going to do a whole extravaganza. I'm going to try to live stream me unboxing it. I mean, I might be able to do that. I have to try to figure out how to live stream it and do the unboxing. But I'm looking forward to this. You know, looking forward to these good games, new games that are coming out. You know, I'm spitting everywhere, but... And one thing I like to know is it is coming with an AC adapter. It's USB Type-C. So you plug that into the wall, and you can actually charge it in the wall, too. So it doesn't have to be in the dock. So that's good. Like, if you're on an airplane or whatever, you can actually charge your Switch on the plane. And they basically showed they basically showed the gameplay styles. How you take it out, play it, you know, in front of the Switch with the kickstand, you know, and they show different things. And all the different play styles like we saw in the trailer pretty much, but they went more in depth. But the Switch looks badass. I'm excited to get one. I'm excited to play, you know, Nintendo games on my Digital Derek Games YouTube channel. I'm excited as hell to play the new Zelda and Mario, especially, and Splatoon. You know, to play that kind of like the online portion of the Switch be there covered. You know, they have all the bases covered. They have the multiplayer for Mario Kart. They got Zelda, the single player, Mario single player. I think it's gonna have co-op as well. And then you got Splatoon, which probably gonna have co-op and multiplayer and a single player campaign possibly too. And then you have the 1-2 Switch, which is the party, Just Dance 2017, which I don't know if that's a launch title or not, but that's gonna be there. And then you got ARMS, another party game, but again, could be fun playing by yourself with AI or playing online, which they're gonna add for that. But again, I don't mind that they're charging for online as long as they don't charge too much and as long as it is an improvement over the Wii U and Wii functionalities. And they add virtual console support for like up to the GameCube. And maybe they'll even add Wii games down there too down the road. And I think that'd be pretty cool to have every. I'd like to have, like, some games from every single Nintendo system, from NES to Wii, and even Wii U maybe, or at least Wii U games being able to download it on one box. Because I love when consoles do that. Like with Xbox One, you can play Xbox 360 and Xbox One games, but they also want to add Xbox original games as well. So that'd be kind of cool to have all three consoles in one box, or with the Scorpio, everything in one box if they make special games for that. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed my rundown of the Nintendo Switch presentation from Japan last night. I really enjoyed it. I had a great time. I almost fell asleep, but towards the end, it really knocked me out. I really knocked my socks off at the end with that Zelda trailer. Like, I was in awe at that trailer. But hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you guys around, and stay full, people.